I had a client recently who had quit smoking and she was on patches. And she has 2 young children. And she was trying to alleviate herself of the patches to wean herself off. And she found that it was really making her grumpy, getting really upset about it. And so she told her children, don't take it personally. I'm getting a little, crabby, snippy. And so when we started to discuss this, what we found was that those particular emotions that were attached to that release of this idea of dependency on this nicotine concept. So she had frustration and anger and fear and loss of support and a few others. So we decided to name them all. And then we chose the one that was the most calling out the loudest. Right? And then we introduced ourselves to it and said, all right, what are you here for? So loss of support, what are you here to show us? What do you want to teach us? What are you trying to tell us? Because you're screaming awfully loud at us. What's the story? What's the message? It's like hanging on to something so tightly. Once you open your hand, you get the opportunity to receive. So loss of support was the message from loss of support was, have a little faith, have a little trust. It's going to be okay. And then once that gets known, then she began to release that. She began to let it go. She began to see these negative emotions, they're just actually word frequencies, in a whole new light, as more friends. So when they show up, she's like, oh, Grumpy, how you doing? What do you have? What's the message for me today? So you make friends with that part of yourself. That's a small example of the process.